Most people think it's all about flowery language and obscure metaphors. But there's one writer who completely transformed how Americans experience verse, making it as accessible as their morning coffee.
That's so interesting you bring that up. Billy Collins really did revolutionize modern poetry, didn't he? The New York Times didn't call him the most popular poet in America for nothing.
You know what's fascinating about Collins? He spent decades teaching poetry before becoming a household name. Born in 1941, he was writing and teaching long before he became the U.S. Poet Laureate in 2001.
Speaking of his teaching career, I find it remarkable that even after achieving such fame, he's continued as a distinguished professor at Lehman College. What drives someone at that level of success to keep teaching?
Well, I think it's because he genuinely believes poetry should be for everyone. He's famous for saying poetry isn't some secret code that only the initiated can understand. And you know what? His sales numbers prove his point. His collections sell thousands of copies, which is practically unheard of in poetry.
That reminds me of something interesting about his writing process. He apparently starts with very ordinary moments, like making coffee or walking his dog, and then lets his mind wander into unexpected territory.
Exactly. And what's really brilliant is how he uses humor. It's like this stealth weapon. He makes you laugh, gets you comfortable, and then, bam, hits you with something profound about mortality or the nature of existence.
Oh, like in his poem about forgetfulness. The way he takes something as simple as losing your keys and turns it into this deep meditation on memory and aging. It's genius.
And you know what else is fascinating? During his time as Poet Laureate from 2001 to 2003, he launched this huge initiative to make poetry more accessible. He wasn't just writing accessible poetry, he was actively working to change how Americans interact with it.
That must have had quite an impact on the poetry world. I mean, before Collins, many people thought of poetry as something that required special knowledge or education to understand.
Right. And that's what makes his recognition so meaningful. Being named a literary lion by the New York Public Library in 1992, serving as New York State Poet for 2004 to 2006, these weren't just popularity contests. They were acknowledgments that you can be both accessible and profound.
Well, that brings up an interesting question. How do you think he's influenced younger poets? Has his success changed how new writers approach their craft?
That's actually a fascinating point. Many contemporary poets have followed his lead, realizing they don't have to choose between being popular and being serious. He's shown that poetry can be both intellectual and emotionally accessible.
So what you're saying is he's essentially democratized poetry while maintaining its artistic integrity.
Exactly. And here's what's really incredible. He's maintained this consistent vision while continuing to evolve as a writer. Each collection builds on what came before while exploring new territory. Like, he'll start with something familiar, watching his dog sleep or drinking tea, and gradually lead readers into deeper waters.
Now this the hardest of my life. My mind is my damn.
The way he structures his poems is really quite brilliant when you think about it. He creates this sense of intimacy with the reader, almost like he's having a conversation with them.
You know what's going to be his lasting legacy? He's shown that poetry can be part of everyday life. It doesn't have to be reserved for special occasions or academic settings. He's made it possible for people to see poetry in their morning commute, their weekend gardening, their quiet moments alone.
That's such an important point about making art accessible without compromising its depth.
Looking ahead, I think his influence will only grow. He's created this model for how poetry can remain relevant and vital in the modern world. And in an age where attention spans are supposedly getting shorter, he's proving that people will still engage with poetry if you give them a way in.
Sounds like he's not just changed how we read poetry, but how we think about art and accessibility in general.
And that might be his greatest achievement, showing us that the profound can be found in the ordinary, that complexity doesn't require confusion, and that poetry at its best is just another way of paying attention to the world around us.
The moon's on fire, the stars gone wild, the clock's tick-tocking like a jitterbug child. Oh baby, what's your name? What's your game? The band's so hot it could melt the snow. Your smile's a spark, now let's let it glow. Swinging all night, swinging all day. Don't need a map, we'll find our way. Swinging all night, we're flying free. Just you, just me, and a melody. Is talking, the trumpet shouts. Your laugh's the rhythm I can't live without. Oh sugar, take my hand, let's make a stand. Round and round the dance floor spins. The world fades out, but the music wins. Heels tap tap, hearts go boom. We light this place like a neon room. Swinging all night, swinging all day. Don't need a map, we'll find our way. Swinging all night, we're flying free. Just you, just me, and a melody. At the knees, hair slicked back, grease to please. Hands in pockets, hearts on fire. Rebel hearts run wild tonight. Rebel hearts run wild tonight. Underneath the neon light. Rebel hearts, no rules to bind. Born to race against the time. Jukebox blares the devil's tune. Smoke swirls thick in a crowded room. Dance floor shaking, leather soles. No chains, no leash, no peace, no leash. Rebel hearts run wild tonight. Underneath the neon light. Rebel hearts, no rules to bind. Born to race against the time. Like stars above. time.